Hearing resumed. So, this is a continuation of the deliberation. The parliamentary status is that Honorable Chairman Abante has just concluded his interpellation on the issue of extrajudicial killings. The next to interpellate is Congressman Lordan Suwan. But before that, please let us allow Congressman Salvador Pleito to deliver his manifestation, a very short manifestation, and then we proceed with the interpellation of Congressman Suwan. Please proceed, Congressman Pleito.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Honorable chairpersons of the Quad Committee, distinguished members, and our resource persons, magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat. We have reached the conclusion of the deliberations of the Quad Committee. Throughout our hearings, we have heard compelling testimonies from various stakeholders, including law enforcement officials, human rights advocates, and government representatives. Their insights have provided a crucial foundation for understanding the complexities inherent in these issues. Through the series of hearings conducted by Quadcom, I have recognized the gravity of the matters discussed and the profound impact they have on the lives of countless Filipinos. The narrative shared by witnesses along with the information and evidence presented must be carefully reviewed, analyzed, and considered as we formulate recommendations for appropriate legislative action. I stand with the intention of Quadcom, as well as the House of Representatives as a whole, in crafting measures that uphold the rule of law, protect human rights, and enhance public safety. Let us then carry forward the spirit of cooperation and shared responsibility that has characterized our hearings. The challenges ahead are formidable, but with our collective effort and steadfast commitment to justice and human dignity, I am confident that we can develop legislative measures that effectively address these issues. Considering the excellent outcome and revelations during the investigations conducted by the four committees, which were interrelated, interconnected, and intertwined, eliciting overwhelming interest with the Filipino people locally, to include foreign observers. Could Quadcom be continued in the 20th Congress, Mr. Chair? Thank you. Maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat, Congressman Pleito, for that inspiring manifestation. So, the next is a short, very, very short interjection by Congressman Paduano on the issues raised by Congressman Abante earlier. So, with the indulgence of Congressman Suwan, let us allow Congressman Paduano for his interjection.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ito just to clarify issues that was raised by Chairman Abante. While we understand that he was late in today's hearing, kaya po hindi niya na inabutan yung admin matters. And just for the records, once again, Mr. Chairman, I'd just like to state that the PNP has already submitted all the documents being asked by this committee. Now, particularly the issue that was raised by Chairman Abante is the PNP Internal Affairs Service motu proprio investigation on PNP anti-illegal drugs that resulted in the death of drug suspects. Number 2 is the PNP Scene of the Crime Operatives or SOCO, data on illegal drugs since July 1, 2016 to June 30, 2022. Ito po, Chairman Abante, napakakapal po. Dapat basahin mo ito lahat para maintindihan mo. Anyway, just for the record, Mr. Chairman, and with that, Mr. Chairman, may I suggest or move that the PNP and the Commission on Human Rights dapat po mag-usap. Then, well, in fact, as far as I know, may mga initial documents na daw ang PNP that was submitted to the Commission on Human Rights. Is that correct, General Bakay?
Correct, sir.
So, So, may mga documents na that was submitted and not all documents submitted to this committee was already submitted to or given to the Commission on Human Rights.
Not yet, Your. Not all
Not
of
yet.
it.
So
Yes,
that's why, Mr. Chairman, may I respectfully move that the PNP will furnish all the documents that were submitted to this committee with regards to the two important documents that was asked by this committee to be submitted by the PNP and was submitted just today. So with that, Mr. Chairman, Chairman, Latok, pag-coordinate na lang po para in the next Congress, when we discuss about all those EJK, at least mayroon na po kayong dokumento as basis for your cases now to be recommended to the DOJ, just in case po. Para tapos na to. No, at least wala na pong sisiyan na the PNP never submitted those documents available from the PNP to the Commission on Human Rights. Para at least matapos na natin to. So, can you give us the commitment, General Bakay, that you will you submit all those documents to the CHR?
Yes, Your Honor. We made the commitment, and I think no less than the Chief PNP made that commitment, as a matter of fact, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Now, it is clear to Chairman Abante that all the documents...
You made a motion.
Yes, that's a motion.
I second.
Thank you.
I second.
And please read all these documents that are submitted. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
The request is not, this is not a motion. The request of the Congressman, the chair of the Committee on Public Accounts, seconded by the chair of the Committee on Human Rights, is noted. Comsec, please take note of the request. Now we proceed with the last interpellator on the issue of extrajudicial killings. Congressman Lordan Suan, you are now recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I have a few questions for the NAPOLCOM. Sir, have you done a deeper investigation on those police officers who were removed from service due to being drug protectors?
Sir, candidly, sir, I'm very new. I am on my first month as head of the National Police Commission and intend to look at it.
But before your assumption of office, has the NAPOLCOM done any deeper investigation into such police officers?
From what I know, sir, before I assumed office, sir, there has been none.
Okay. So we would expect such investigations to be done under your term.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
How about what are the details as to the filing of cases and the removal of such police officers who were involved in drugs?
As mentioned, sir, for the period 2016 till 2022, there have been 13 cases resolved by the National Police Commission, all of which resulted to the dismissal of these policemen. And currently, based on our records, these cases are now under appeal with the Civil Service Commission. And a while ago, we just exchanged numbers with the CSC so as to further fast-track the disposition of these cases, Mr. Chair.
So there are only 13 police officers who were removed.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
What are the processes that led to their removal?
Apparently, during the previous administration, certain names were brought out in Region 6, and certain cases were fast-tracked. And I think in 2020, these 13 policemen were dismissed. And a while ago, sir, we pledged the Quadcom that we will look into these cases again, sir. But of course, subject to the disposition of the Civil Service Commission, as it is now the proper office to dispose of these cases because it is now on appeal with the Civil Service Commission.
After the appeal with the Civil Service Commission, their dismissal becomes final?
They can be subjected to another appeal, sir, with the Court of Appeals, then with the Supreme Court, sir.
And pending these cases, if any, they are still removed from service.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Have you or your office ever found any common thread regarding these officers who were removed for being drug protectors?
Like I mentioned a while ago, sir, we're looking into it right now.
Do you have any suspicions?
Yes, sir, but of course, until and unless I have validated it, it is more responsible for me to first keep it within the office, sir, and we will make the proper announcement, sir, after the proper investigation has been conducted.
Has the NAPOLCOM enacted measures or remedies in order to identify and remove drug protectors from the PNP? Or what I mean, new remedies or new, siguro yung mga bagong hakbang. Have you done any new measures in order to make sure that you are able to identify such police officers?
Sir, we have an existing office there. It's called the Inspection, Monitoring, and Investigation Service. Sadly, it was relegated to the sidelines before my assumption. However, upon my first day in office, I intend to maximize the use of said office called the IMIS, and we will further strengthen that office, Mr. Chair.
Okay, that sounds very good. And do you have any plans on enacting remedies or measures in order to make sure that police officers who are entering service will be less likely to become drug protectors?
Mr. Chair, currently we noticed that one of the main issues is with the recruitment of our police officers, and this recruitment process is currently being reviewed, and we will strengthen the recruitment process of the Philippine National Police, Mr. Chair.
May we expect the outcome of this review to be submitted to the Quadcom?
Yes, sir. We will do that, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, may I just manifest that I think it's very important that we are very familiar with the facts and the processes which lead to the identification of such police drug protectors, and I guess there's no need to state the obvious that there is no space, there is no place for drug protectors in the ranks of the PNP. No further questions, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you, Congressman Suwan. Congressman Paduano.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is just a short. I cannot raise questions to address to the resource persons that was absent in the that is absent in the hearing, particularly Colonel Vilela and Police Captain Anoba, because as per information, they are now in the hospital. But anyway, Mr. Chairman, the opportunity for Colonel Vilela to defend and answer queries from this committee, at the same time, yung opportunity sana po to ask Police Captain Anoba with regards to the affidavit that was executed by him in this committee and officially submitted to this honorable committee. Now, with that, Mr. Chairman, may I just request that the copies of the sinumpaang salaysay of Police Captain Anoba will be given to NAPOLCOM and to the IAS para po sila na po bahala no, mag-conduct ng investigation with regards to the affidavit. And of course, the siguro NAPOLCOM and IAS doon sa deliberation, no, doon sa mga PNP officials involved in this investigation, after the committee report will be approved and adopted in plenary, yung mga section doon with regards to investigation doon sa mga PNP you will be given also those transcript of those deliberation during the committee upon approval of this committee and adoption in the plenary. But for now, Mr. Chairman, I will just officially, we may ask the COMSEC to give a copy of the sinumpaang salaysay of ANOVA and for the IAS and for NAPOLCOM for their motu proprio investigation on this matter, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you, Congressman Paduano. We are about to close and terminate this committee hearing, but before that, we'd like to ask our guests to please direct your attention to the screen because the technical staff has prepared a short video in relation to the 15 public hearings that the Quad Committee has conducted. So, Secretariat, can you please play the video?
Matagal na tayong nagtatanong. Pero iisa ang naging sagot.
President-elect Rodrigo Duterte promised to crush crime and illegal drugs in 6 months.
I am committed to stop drugs before I go out. Marami pang patayan. This was my covenant. I will do what is necessary.
Marami ang nagbuwis ng buhay. Stangan ang karapatan.
My campaign against drugs will not stop until the last pusher and the last drug lord are
Apat na komite. Isang layunin. Hanapin ang katotohanan. Ilantad ang kabuktutan.
Wala pang binanggit sa'yo mga pangalan, panahon mo?
At panagutin ang dapat managot. Tinutukan ng Quadcom ang mga pang-aabuso ng kapangyarihan. Pagkamkam sa lupaing dapat ay para sa Pilipino. Paglaganap ng iligal na droga. Ang mga buhay na nabuwis sa extrajudicial killings. At ang mga kahindig-hindig na krimen na umabaw mula sa operasyon ng mga pogo.
Hindi po ako spy.
Nagsunod-sunod ang mga revelasyon ng mga pinakatatagong katiwalian.
You applied for a license from PAGCOR to operate what?
To operate Pogo po.
Yun!
The Quadcom was born out of a most interesting discovery. Mukhang may natisod po kami. Mukhang may koneksyon at pare-pareho ang cast of characters. The criminal enterprise has penetrated us and has been operating with quiet impunity. Nagsimula na silang kamkamin ang lupa na dapat para sa Pilipino. Para sa Pilipino lamang.
We were able to establish the ties between the owner of the warehouse where the Shabu was discovered, Empire 999, and companies like Golden Sun, Fullwin, Piley Estate, etc., which involves the name of Mr. Eddie Yang and Mr. Michael Yang, if you recall, Chairman Fernandez.
And also considering, Mr. Chairman, that this unified investigation that are being conducted by this Quadcom and 4 different committees, and we were able to touch yung interlinkage of these issues to the illegal drugs.
Binuksan ang mga kasong matagal nang isinara at pinakinggan ang mga boses na matagal nang pinatahimik.
May ipatatrabaho ako sa iyo. Tulungan ka rin namin na makalaya Pangakong yun, hanggang matapos ang administrasyon, hindi kami tinulungan na lumabas.
Anong reason ba daw umiyak, Jimmy Guman?
Dahil kaming dalawa pareho pang buhay.
At iisa lang ang naging punot dulo nito.
Wala pong iba kundi yung dating Pangulong Duterte. Dahil gusto nila kaming patahimikin dahil sa na-discover namin na involvement ni Michael Yang saka ni Alan Lee.
Jimmy, pag binanggit mo ang pangalan na to, pag binanggit mo to, mamamatay ka. Ronald, alam niyo po ba kung sino yung mga tao na ayaw niyang ipabanggit? Si Pulong, si Mans, si Michael Yang. Dalawa rin ang namatay sa akin. Sa kanya ilan ang namatay? Dahil po dyan, sa Davao Mafia, and their purpose to save the Queen. Lahat patayan.
Sinundan ang daloy ng pera.
The other kuta naman at saka yung reward system, alam ng mga pulis lahat yun, Your Honor, Mr. Chair, na patayin, may reward. Kung mamatay yung nasa watch list, may reward system yun ang ibigay.
At pananabutay ng katotohanan.
So kung you have 30,000 per container and there are 100 containers na pinapapasok mo every week, anong kinikita mo? 3 million a week? O sige, if you compare yourself to the other mga yung nagpapapasok ng containers, small time ka ba, big time, or medium?
Small time lang po.
Small time ka lang.
Paano mo nalalaman na may kontrabando na laman yung mga shipments nung tatlong ito ni Michael Yang, Pulong Duterte at saka Mans Carpio? Your Honor, there are several containers na hinahanap during the time. Nasa supposed to be, pero alam ko custom police ang binigyan ng order. Kami alam ko rin yung kargamento. So sabi ko sa intelligence alam namin yan, pero ayoko nang pakialaman kasi may tawag siya.
Michael Yang and Alan Lee, person of interest in illegal drugs. Dito po is nabanggit ko na po rito na lagi po sila nakikitang kasama si Presidente Duterte.
Nakakagulat pero hindi maitatanggi.
Former Presidential Economic Advisor Michael Yang and his associates' business expanded rapidly during the Duterte administration.
Maliwanag yung may dalawa ng testigo nagsasabi na talaga ang nagpapalakad ng mga drug shipments noong panahon ni Duterte ay si Pulong.
Ito po yung mga iba't ibang mga pumasok na pagkapirahan kay accounts ni Duterte. So ang total po ng mga credits na pumasok ay 4 billion.
Kayo po ba ay abogado ng Lucky South 99?
Hindi po, wala po akong attorney-client relationships.
The document which lists the officials, Roque's name is included under legal in the document.
It seems to be that coincidence hounds Mr. Harry Roque.
Saan nanggagaling ang mga shipment nung tatlo? Ni na Michael Yang, Pulong Duterte at Attorney Mans Carpio. Malimit po, Your Honor, China.
May operasyon para itago ang totoo at patahimikin ang tama.
The arrest of a Chinese businessman whose younger brother was once an economic advisor to then-President Rodrigo Duterte. Yang Jianxin has been linked to several corporations alleged to be involved in drug smuggling and illegal offshore gaming.
According to this informant, Alan Lin is a close friend of then Special Assistant to the President, Christopher Bongo.
Higit sa mga dokumento, higit sa mga numero, may mga pangarap na nawala, mga buhay na nasira, mga nawasak na pamilya.
Pero kayo po ang nagsabi na wala kayong pakialam sa human rights.
Kabayaran ng sistemang ginawang patakaran ang pagpaslang at peking balita.
Wala pong pakialam sa human rights.
I received a call from the President
Rodrigo Roa Duterte at approximately 5 a.m., instructing me to meet him at his residence in Doña Luisa, Davao City. He needed someone capable of implementing the war on drugs on a national level, replicating the Davao model, referred to the system involving payment and reward. First is the reward if the suspect is killed. Second, if the funding of planned operations. And the third is the refund of operational expenses. I am afraid of my life, Mr. Chair.
Pakibasa mo ulit yung number 28, 29 at number 30 ng affidavit mo dated noong August 21.
Habang naglalakad kami, papuntang investigation section, tumunog ang cellphone ni Superintendent Padilla. Nakita ko na pinindot ni Superintendent Padilla ang kanyang cellphone. Nadinig ko na sinabi nung tumawag kay Superintendent Padilla, "Congrats, Superintendent Padilla. Job well done." Pero grabe yung ginawang dinuguan.
At ipinalaganap ang takot bilang bahagi ng pang-araw-araw na buhay.
Sino-sino po ang mga pumatay? Kayo mismo ba pumatay?
Ako? Marami. Mga 6 o 7.
Ipapapatay na talaga ako dahil nabuking ko yung kanilang koneksyon.
The Quadcom report is not the end. The beginning of reckoning, of reform, of remembering.
Okay. Yun na yun, no? Okay, thank you, the technical. Would like to thank, of course, the people behind the production of such video because it is a compilation of the 15 public hearings that the Quad has conducted. At maraming salamat because they have painstakingly collated all this video so that at the end of the Quad Committee hearings, there will be some sort of a summary to the hearings that was conducted. Before, there's a last question that Congresswoman Arlene Brosas would like to ask, and then after that, we will finally proceed to the admin matters for disposal before this committee terminates its hearing. So, Congresswoman Brosas, you are now recognized.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. Maraming salamat, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, actually, simple lang po, pahabol lang ng mga datos yung kailangan ko, Mr. Chair. Very specific po siya para sa mga miscertified deaths. No? Kailangan ko lang po yung SOCO report and yung kung merong investigation report. Kung wala, sabihin din lang, i-indicate lang, no, Mr. Chair. So, ito po yung, I can run down the list of the names siguro, Mr. Chair, para ano, SOCO autopsy reports and police reports kung meron. Si Crisanto Velasco Abliter, si Joseph Loyola Albania, Renato Jr. Aguilon Austria, Alvin Villarin Aviles, Gerald Tizon Ayoste, Francisco Lenin Bailon, Telmo Mangano Blas, John Cruz Carson, Julius Velez Casquejo, Marlon Olino de Guia, Constantino Yamson de Juan, Armando Junon de la Cruz, Mario Nemenzo de Alogdon, Erwin Cayetano Garzon, Nestor Policarpio Goho Cruz, Gaspar Grate Granado, Roger Pingol Nicart, Josel Adjok Payapaya, Kim Ryan Bautista Permejo, Marion Gabo Kinalayo, Alex Broncano Guyala, Marvin Garcia Horario, Jesse Garcia Huranes, Reynaldo Casimiro Lumidaw, Benjamin Grande Santos. So Mr. Chair, ito po ay mga 2016 cases, 2018, and si Kim Ryan Bautista Permejo ay 2019 case ng victims of war on drugs. So, Mr. Chair, yan lang, ihabol ko lang.
Okay, thank you, Congresswoman Brosas. PNP, General Bakay, can you please respond to the request of Congresswoman Brosas?
Yes, Mr. Chair, we will comply with the request, ma'am. So far as the investigation reports and the SOCO, as a matter of fact, Director of SOCO is here. I will provide you, ma'am. Can we just perhaps ask for the list? We're not able to write it down. Salamat po, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, General Bakay. So, now we proceed with the final admin matters. And then after the admin matters, we will ask the chair of the 4 committees to deliver their closing remarks if they have. So, Congressman Paduano, you are now recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. For the admin matters, before I proceed with the omnibus motion for the lifting of all contempt order that was ordered by this honorable committee, in the status of the PDLs, Mr. Chairman, Dipoldo Tan, Fernando Magdadaro, Mark Taguba, Jimmy Guban, of course, Jed Pilapel, Jung Pilapel, which is now in the PICOL, both Jong and Jed Pilapil. Mr. Chairman, again, I'd just like to reiterate that the primordial concern of this committee is the security of all those PDL. So, a while ago, General Katapang has a commitment to this committee with regards to the security of all those PDL mentioned. And when in fact, some of them will be processed to be part of the witness protection program, with that commitment, of course, coming from the House lawyers. And, of course, we'll go through it with General Katapang and the DOJ. Now, for the omnibus motion, Mr. Chairman, may I respectfully move that this committee lift the contempt order for the mentioned police officers and civilian that was cited in contempt. Mr. Chairman, may I respectfully move an omnibus motion to lift the contempt order for Colonel Grijaldo, spouses, Myla, and attorney Harry Roque, retired police PNP Arthur Narsoles, and Mr. Michael Yang. So move, Mr. Chairman.
There is a motion to lift the contempt order of the names as stated by Congressman Paduano, and it was duly seconded. Are there any objections? Hearing none, the motion is approved. That's it? Okay, thank you. Thank you, Congressman Paduano. Now, we will proceed with the closing remarks of our the 4 different chairmen of the Quad Committee.
Mr. Chairman, my second motion, Papa, sorry.
Oh, sige. Oh, please, continue.
Mr. Chairman, same is true with the detention order. The second motion will be the lifting of the detention order for Colonel Grijaldo. So move, Mr. Chairman.
The motion to lift the detention order by this committee of Colonel Grijaldo, duly seconded. Hearing no objections, the motion is carried. So we will now finally proceed with the closing remarks. Please allow the chair to deliver his closing remarks. Halos 1 taon na po ang nakalipas mula nang tayo ay magsimula sa Quadcom. Sa lahat ng ating mga nasaksihan, ano pa? Ika nga ng isang awitin, kamusta ka? Ano bang dapat sabihin pa? Maliwanag pa sa sikat ng araw, nalinlang ang sambayanang Pilipino. Tanging mga bagong makapili na lamang ang magsasabing hindi tayo nalinlang ng mga dayuhang Tsino. Tama sila, hindi tayo nalinlang. Tayo ang nalinglang ng ating mga sarili. Hindi lang sana, hindi lang sanla, kundi ibinenta tayo ng ating mga sariling kababayan. Ang ating mga kinabukasan, ang ating mga anak at ang bayan sa mga dayuhang kriminal. Walang iniwan kay Judas. Itinatwa si Jesus kapalit ng salapi. Kapalit ng pangako ng salapi at kapangyarihan. Ang mga bagong makapili ay kusang nagpaunlak at nagpaubaya. Ang masakit hanggang ngayon, sila ay nagpapasasa sa kanilang namithing bunga ng kanilang pagsasamantala at pagtraidor sa bayan. Sana sa mga natuklasan ng pagdinig ng Quadcom ay mayroon managot upang di na sila tularan pa. Sana ang mga kinaukulan ay makonsensya at panagutin ang mga naglapastangan sa bayan. Libo-libong inosenteng Pilipino ang nagbuwis ng buhay ng walang saysay para lamang kumita ng salapi ang mga traidor na ito. Libo-libong mga asawa, anak, kapatid at mga magulang ang naulila. Libo-libong biktima at sa para ano. Sa lahat ng ito, tahasan kong maisisigaw na hindi naging inutil ang Quadcom, ang kongresong ito at ang mga matatapang na saksi na ipakita natin sa buong mundo na tayo ay lumaban at nanindigan at nagpahayag ng katotohanan na walang takot. Na ipalabas natin ang tunay na kwento, hindi haka-haka, hindi katang-isip, hindi imahinasyon, hindi ginawa ang Quadcom upang mag-akusa lamang. Maraming nagsabi na pamumulitika lamang po ito ang ginagawa ng Quadcom. Ang katotohanan po ay ito. Noong 1 taon, nag-iimbestiga ang iba-ibang komite. Ang dangerous drugs ay iniimbestigahan ang 3.6 billion shabu shipment na dinala sa isang warehouse sa Mexico, Pampanga. Ang public accounts ay iniimbestigahan ang tila maanumalyang bentahan ng mga lupain sa Pampanga kung saan mga dayuhang Tsino at mga halal na opisyal ang nasasangkot. Ang public order naman ay iniimbestigahan ang mga pogo kung saan ay maraming krimen ang nangyayari. Ang human rights naman ay dinidinig ang mga akusasyon na nagkaroon ng kalabisan at abuso sa pagpapatupad ng war on drugs. Nakita ng liderato na mukhang magkakaugnay ang mga issues sa pangunguna ni Senior Deputy Speaker Aurelio Dong Gonzales at Speaker Martin Romualdez. Pinag-isa ang mga nasabing pandinig sapagkat ang mga issues ay magkakasangkot at ang mga personalidad na nababanggit ay magkakasangkot din. Kaya naman nabuo itong Quadcom. Hindi sinasadya, kundi upang maiayos ang investigasyon ng mga pangyayari na kung titingnan ay magkakaiba, subalit kapag sinuri ay konektado pala. Di namin sukat akalain na ang mga may-ari ng warehouse sa Mexico, Pampanga ay mga Tsino na siya ring iligal na bumibili ng mga lupain sa iba't ibang probinsya at ang mga Tsinong ito ay may koneksyon pala sa marami pang ibang Tsino at korporasyon nila na konektado sa pogo, sa illegal na droga, sa mga krimeng nagaganap kaugnay ng mga ito. At konektado rin po sa mga matataas na opisyales ng bayan. Nagulat kami sa aming natuklasan. Mabuti na lamang at nagkaroon ng Quadcom. Kung hindi, ay baka nagising na lamang tayo na hindi na Pilipino ang nagpapatakbo ng bansa, kundi mga dayuhang kriminal na mga Tsino. Kaya naman napatunayan ng Quadcom na hindi pamumulitika ang mandato nito. Ang lahat ng resultang nakapaloob sa aming committee report ay hango sa mga kasulatan, sinumpaang salaysay at pahayag ng mga humarap sa mga pandinig, nag-aakusa man o mga inaakusahan. Makailang beses pinaratangan ang Quadcom ng hindi patas na pagtrato sa mga humarap dito. Subalit sa paglipas ng mga pagsubok na ito ay nakita at napatunayan kung ano ang katotohanan. Patas ang pagtimbang ng Quadcom sa lahat ng humarap at inihain ng mga ebidensya. Isa lamang ang naging pamantayan ng Quadcom, ang tunay na kapakanan ng bayan. Maaring ito na nga ang huling pagdinig ng Quadcom sa panahong ito. Subalit ang paghahanap ng katarungan ay magpapatuloy. Kung hindi man nabigyan ng pansin ang iba pang mga bagay-bagay dahil sa kakulangan ng panahon, huwag po kayong mawalan ng tiwala at pag-asa. Hindi po manhid o natutulog ang inyong mga kinatawan sa kongresong ito. Kaya sa mga natutuwa sa pag-aakalang nakalusot na sila sa investigasyon, paumanhin po sapagkat malaki ang posibilidad na magkakaroon muli ng Quadcom sa darating na kongreso. Ito ang Quadcom 2.0. Muli, isang magandang araw at maraming salamat sa lahat po ng nagtiwala. The next to deliver his closing remarks is the Chair of the Committee on Public Order and Safety, Congressman Dan Fernandez.
Magandang gabi po sa ating lahat. Habang ako po ay narito sa huling pagdinig ng Quadcom tungkol sa operasyon ng POGO sa ating bansa, hindi ko maiwasang makaramdam ng lungkot at ng panghinayang. Hindi man po tayo pinalad noong nakaraang eleksyon, maraming nagsasabi na matindi ang naging demolition job. Hindi lang laban sa akin, kundi sa ilan sa mga kasamahan kung matagal nang nagsusulong ng mga isyong mahalaga para sa bayan. Sabi ng iba, ito daw ang pagsama ko sa Quadcom, ang dahilan kung bakit hindi ako nanalo. Hindi natin alam ang buong katotohanan. Of course, there were several other factors. Pero ang sigurado po ako, hindi ko pinagsisisihan na ipaglaban ko ang ating bansa. Pinaglaban ko ito dahil naniniwala akong nakakasira, hindi nakakatulong ang patuloy na presensya ng mga POGO sa ating bansa. Tinanggap natin sila noon, siguro dahil umaasa tayong may mabuting maidudulot ito, na baka kahit papaano ay mapabuti ang ating kabuhayan. Pero nangyari, inabuso tayo. Ginamit ang ating kabaitan, ginamit ang ating batas, at higit sa lahat, ipinasok dito sa ating bayan ang katiwalian, ang karahasan, at ang kasamaan. Opo, hanggang June 30 na lang po ako na congressman. Kasaysayan na lamang po ang huhusga sa akin. Ngunit gaya ng sinabi ni Edmund Burke, the only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. Kaya't kahit alam kong hindi madali, kahit alam kong may kapalit ang lahat ng ito, hindi ko kayang manahimik. Ako po ay isang ama, at bilang isang tatay, hindi ko hahayaan ang mga anak natin, ang kabataan, ang siyang magdusa dahil sa ating kawalan ng paninindigan. Ngunit habang sinusubukan nating hanapin ang katotohanan sa mga pagdinig na ito, paulit-ulit nating narinig ang mga salitang, hindi ko po maalala, Your Honor. Hindi pwede na basta ganun na lang. Hindi natin pwedeng hayaan na ang hindi nila maalala ay gawing pamamaraan upang iligaw tayo sa katotohanan. Oo, maraming ang natawa. Naging memes pa nga ang mga ito. Pero sa totoo lang, kung iisipin natin ng malalim, nakakalungkot at nakakagalit. Dahil para bang binabastos ang ating bayan, ang ating intelihensya, ang ating mga batas. Ang pinag-uusapan po natin dito ay hindi simpleng kalimot. Ang pinag-uusapan po natin ay money laundering, human trafficking, obstruction of justice. Hindi biro ito. Hindi ito dapat baliwalain. Noong isang araw, natapos na rin ang pagdinig ng TRICOM tungkol naman sa mga fake news at intentional na disinformation. Mga baluktot na impormasyon na sadyang ginagamit para impluwensyahan ang ating iniisip at nararamdaman. Napakasaklap isipin na maging ang katotohanan ay nababaluktot na rin. Pero sa kabila ng lahat ng ito, ako po ay nananatiling may pag-asa. Dahil sa ating kasaysayan, ilang beses na nating pinatunayan sa buong mundo na totoo, buo at dalisay ang pagmamahal ng Pilipino sa kanyang bayan. Marahil hindi pa ito ang panahon. Marahil ay kulang pa. Pero araw-araw pinagdadasal ko sa Ama na lumikha ng langit at lupa na pukawin niya ang puso at isipan ng ating mga kababayan upang ipaglaban nila ang kanilang dangal, ang kanilang kinabukasan, ang kanilang kalayaan. Hindi ito pagtatapos, kundi isang paalala na kahit masakit, kahit mahirap, ang tama ay tama at kailangang ipaglaban. Maraming salamat po. Mabuhay ang bansang Pilipinas.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Congressman Fernandez. The next to deliver his closing remarks is the Chair of the Committee on Human Rights, Congressman Benny Abante.
Victory belongs to the most tenacious. Sa wikang Tagalog, ang tagumpay ay nabibilang doon sa mga matyaga at ang mga nagpapatuloy. Magpapatuloy po itong Quadcom na ito. Maaari ngayong hapong ito ay tatapusin namin sa 19th Congress. Subalit meron magpapatuloy sa 20th Congress. Ito pong aking binanggit sa inyo, that victory belongs to the most tenacious, ay binanggit po ito at sinabi ni Roland Garros, the daring French fighter pilot, whose name now graces one of the greatest tennis tournaments in the world, the recently concluded French Open. Our own marathon, 15 hearings long. Marathon na nagsimula ng alas 9 ng umaga at natapos ng alas 12 ng hating gabi. Ngayon po ang pinakamaaga na natapos po ang hearing na ito. 15 hearings, marathon hearings, today comes to a conclusion as well. Please let me begin by again thanking my colleagues and co-chairs in the Quad Committee. It is the tenacity of the Quadcom, our refusal to turn a blind eye to injustice, our steadfast commitment to the truth that brought us here. We were not deterred by threats. We were not discouraged by lies. Kahit na po libu-libong mga bashing ang tinanggap namin. Kahit na mayroong mga trolls na bayaran ang siyang nagmura sa amin. We were never discouraged by those lies. And we did not grow weary even when the path to justice was steep. Even when the path was blocked by those who wished to evade the clutches of the law. Let the 15 hearings of the Quadcom remind one and all, in challenging missions such as ours, we need to be tenacious. We need to be tenacious because the forces we face are relentless, remorseless, and ruthless. We are up against syndicates of silence, cabals of corruption, and a culture of compromise that have allowed evil to thrive. If we are not tenacious, we lose ground. If we stop fighting, impunity wins. Malinaw na malinaw po, justice cannot be claimed in a single hearing or a single bill. It must be pursued relentlessly, especially when the system resists it. It is because of our tenacity that there is hope. Hope that the voiceless will finally be heard. Pag-asa na ang mga walang tinig at hindi maaaring marinig ang mga tinig ay magkaroon ng pagkakataong marinig ng taong bayan. Hope that the guilty will one day answer for their crimes. Hope that justice, though delayed, will not be denied. In a country where impunity has become too familiar, tenacity is not just admirable, it is essential. It is what we need to combat cover-ups, to resist threats, to resist retreat, and to pierce through the fog of fear in order to find the facts. It is what will keep us moving forward. Eka nga sa wikang Tagalog ng moving forward, abante! Even when others try to push us back. Sa ating magaling na speaker na 19th Congress, na magiging speaker muli sa 20th Congress. Kami po ay nagpapasalamat sa inyong suporta. To the 19th Congress, thank you. Your resolve has shown the Filipino people what public service can look like. Principled, persistent, and persevering. To the incoming 20th Congress, the torch is now in your hands. May you be as tenacious as those who came before you. May you never tire of seeking the truth, serving the people, and fighting for what is right. Nakalagay po sa banal na kasulatan sa Galatians chapter 6 verse 9 na kahit po ang aking parang kapatid na Muslim ay katanggap-tanggap ang mga salitang ito. Ang sabi po dito, and let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. Huwag po tayong mapagod gumawa ng mabuti, sapagkat sa tamang panahon, aani tayo kung hindi po tayo manglulupaypay. My friends, let us not faint. Let us not falter. Let us always be tenacious. And in God's time, we shall reap a harvest of justice. Tulad po ng mga sinabi ng mga magaling na manunulat, ang sabi nila, we might lose some battles, but eventually, we will win the war. Maraming salamat po. Pagpalain nawa ang ating bayan.
Thank you very much, Congressman Abante. The next to deliver his closing remarks is the Chair of the Committee on Public Accounts, Congressman Joseph Caraps Paduano. You are now recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. On August 6, 2024, the House of Representatives in plenary session approved House Resolution number 1880 which constituted a joint committee composed of 4 standing committees, namely the Committee on Dangerous Drugs, Public Order and Safety, Human Rights, and Public Accounts. This joint committee, now commonly referred to as the Quad Committee or Quadcom, formally convened for its organizational meeting on August 12, 2024. Since then, the Quadcom has conducted a total of 15 public hearings, including today. As our inquiry draws to a close, I wish to first extend my heartfelt gratitude to the Filipino people, most especially to those who have consistently followed our proceedings through television broadcast and digital platforms. We know they listened attentively to the discussions and debates, often staying up until midnight and sometimes even later, just to bear witness to the unfolding of events in this investigation. Also, our heartfelt gratitude to the leadership of this House of this 19th Congress under the stewardship of Speaker Martin Romualdez. The consistently high public viewership of the Quad Committee hearings serves as clear and compelling evidence that the Filipino people are deeply invested in the issues that significantly impact our society, particularly the alarming proliferation of Chinese criminal syndicates operating within our borders, enabled by the negligence and collusion of certain corrupt elected and appointed of government officials. One of the highest recorded viewership occurred during the testimony of former President Rodrigo Duterte. Over 1.9 million individuals viewed the hearing via the official Facebook page of the House of Representatives, which live-streamed the proceedings in 2 parts. During his testimony, former President Duterte casually admitted, among other things, to having directed the Philippine National Police to kill suspected drug personalities if they resist arrest, or if they did not resist, compel them to fight in order to justify the use of lethal force. Former President Duterte was the only prominent figure invited by the Quad Committee. It may be recalled that Attorney Harry Roque, former spokesperson of the previous administration, was also invited to respond to issues related to POGO operations. However, due to his misrepresentation regarding his absence in our hearings and his failure to submit financial documents despite an earlier commitment to do so, he was cited in contempt by the committee in 2 separate occasions. Since then, Attorney Harry Roque has evaded authorities and left the country under questionable circumstances, suggesting possible involvement with criminal syndicates. Who could also forget the testimony of Rowena Garma? In her sworn statement, the former PCSO General Manager confirmed that the so-called reward system for neutralizing drug suspect was patterned after the Davao model, a system of incentives implemented during Mr. Duterte's tenure as mayor of Davao City. She further testified that the same model was adopted and carried out by police officers and other law enforcement personnel closely associated with the former president during the nationwide war on drugs. Equally unforgettable were the deeply moving testimonies delivered by the bereaved families of victims of the government's anti-drug campaign. The pursuit of justice during the Duterte administration proved to be extraordinarily difficult, primarily because Many of those allegedly responsible for the killings were active members of the PNP, the very institution that was mandated to uphold the rule of law. The families who came forward did so with great courage, at great personal risk, to shed light on the systematic abuses and the institutional failures that allowed such atrocities to take place with impunity. Today, we bid farewell as the 19th Congress draws to a close. I too will no longer be part of the next Congress, having completed my 3 consecutive terms as a representative. However, this does not mark the end of the Quadcom or the Quad Committee. As the saying goes, a good product sells itself, and customer loyalty is earned when you consistently exceed expectations. In that spirit, we leave the challenge to the incoming Congress and its future leaders to continue and build upon the foundation that the Quadcom has laid. It is a tried and tested formula, and personally, I believe that beyond the many positive developments brought out by the Quad Committee, it has also reignited public interest, particularly among the youth, in actively participating in nation building. With that, I bid you goodbye. But our fight continues for a modern, prosperous, and corruption-free Philippines. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Congressman Paduano. The next to deliver his closing remarks is our Senior Deputy Speaker, Aurelio Dong Gonzales. You are now recognized.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. At dito po tayo nagtatapos ang kasaysayan ng Quadcom sa ilalim ng 19th Congress. Ngunit, huwag po kayong mag-alala. Hindi ito nagtatapos ang laban. Sa susunod na Kongreso, darating ang mga bagong mukha, mga bagong tinig, at mga bagong karakter. Ngunit, isang bagay na tiyak mananatili, ang diwa ng Quadcom matapang, matibay, at handang manindigan. In August 5, 2024, our Speaker, Speaker Ferdinand Martin Romualdez, kinausap niya po kami nung pumutok yung pogo after the State of the Nation address of the President. Yinaya po kami. That was August 5, 2025, 2024. Nag-inspection po kami. Unang-una, galing po kami sa Porac, sa Bamban, sa San Jose, Malino, Mexico, kung saan po nakita yung droga, at sa Lagundi, Mexico. Nung inilunsad ko po ang Quadcom, pagdating ko po dito sa House of Representatives, I stood up in the floor and I spoke. I am the one who authored, who sponsored this Quadcom. Ito po, nakikita nyo lahat ang 4 na mga chairpersons po natin ng Quadcom. Nang inilunsad ang Quadcom noong Agosto 2024, hindi namin inakalang milyong Pilipino ang magsusubaybay, manonood, at magsusuri. Pero ngayon, malinaw ang dahilan kung bakit kami tinangkilik, dahil kami ay naglalakas loob na talakayin ang mga bawal. Ang kinakakatakutan, ang mga isyung di panaginip ay di inaakalang malalantad. Quadcom dared to touch the untouchables. We fearlessly expose what those in power tried to hide. sa panahong may mga isyong tinatapakan, isinasantabi at pinipiling manahimik ang marami. Nariyan ang iyong Kongreso. Hindi kami tumalikod, hindi kami umatras. Quadcom may just be a name, but it has come to stand for something for the greatest and for the greater. It is a symbol of truth, courage, and action. At kahit mawala ang dating Kongreso, ang aming kasamaan dito, huwag kayong malungkot, Congressman Dan Fernandez, maraming salamat sa iyong partisipasyon. Nandito ang nagnapos ng 3 termino, si Congress Caraps Paduano, Congressman Caraps, at nandito ang kamukha ko rin ang ating chairman ng Quadcom na nagtapos sa kanyang termino na kamukha ko po sa aming termino. Congressman Benny, salamat sa iyong partisipasyon na ibinunyag mo ang katotohanan para sa taong bayan. Maraming salamat po. Vice Chair, andito po kayo. Chairman Acop, Romy Acop. Kayo naman po ang matitira dito. Kayo na po ang bahala. At ang aking iniisip, hindi po titigil itong Quadcom. At kahit na wala po kayo dito, kami po, nina Ace, hindi po kami mangangamba dahil apoy na sinindihan ng Quadcom ay hindi kailanman mamamatay. Ang inyong Kongreso ay mananatiling kasing tapang, kasing tibay, kasing totoo. At habang may mga tanong na hindi nasasagot, habang may mga isyong tinatakpan, habang may Pilipinong naghahangad ng ustisya, nariyan ang Quadcom. Narito ang inyong House of Representatives. And I would like to borrow ang salita ng ating Speaker of the House, just do the right thing. Pag ginagawa mo yung tama, wala kang talo, lalo na sa mamamayang Pilipino. Ako po, bilang miyembro ng 19th Congress, ako po ay nagpapasalamat sa inyong lahat. Wala na po ako dito sa 20th Congress. Pero mananatili po kami, kahit nasa likod lang po kami. Tutulong kami sa aming pribadong paraan para makatulong sa House of Representatives at sa ating mga kababayan na Pilipino. Salamat, Speaker Martin Romualdez. Salamat sa ating miyembro ng 19th Congress who participated from morning to midnight of this Quadcom hearing. Sa huli po, ako po, si Congressman Dong Gonzales, Aurelio Dong D. Gonzales Jr. Huwag niyo pong kalimutan, one time, naging Senior Deputy Speaker po ako ni Speaker Martin Romualdez ng 19th Congress. Maraming salamat po at magandang gabi po sa inyo.
Thank you, Congressman Dong Gonzales. And the last to deliver his closing remarks is our overall Vice Chair of the Quad Committee, the Chairman of the Committee on Transportation, the overall Vice Chair, Congressman Romy Acop. You are now recognized.
Maraming salamat, Mr. Chair. Alam po ninyo, yung pong 4 ng kasama ko, 5, ay nag-prepare. Habang sila po ay nagsasalita, nasabihan po ako na ako ay magsasalita rin pala. At ako lang po ang iiwanan po nila rito para magpatuloy yung aming gawain. But anyway, being a good soldier and citizen, I will obey the chairman's order to give my remarks. Una, ako po ay nagpapasalamat sa aking mga 4 na chairman, our speaker and the senior deputy speaker for giving me the opportunity to work insofar as Quadcom operations are concerned. As we conclude today's Quadcom hearings, we are reminded that the issues we have examined, illegal drugs, offshore gaming operations, and extrajudicial killings are not isolated challenges. They are deeply entwined with questions of law enforcement, accountability, national sovereignty, economic regulation, and human rights. The testimonies and pieces of evidence presented here at the Quadcom hearings have brought to light both the progress and the troubling gaps in our current systems. We heard voices demanding reforms, seeking justice, and calling for the rule of law to prevail without fear or favor. The Quadcom is tasked not only with uncovering the truth, but also with ensuring that truth leads to meaningful, lasting change. We owe that to the victims and to the Filipino people who deserve institutions that protect and serve with integrity. The Quadcom's work does not end here. Let these hearings stand as a commitment of the House of Representatives that we will do our work to the best of our ability, and it will continue to perform the task given to it. So, kami rin po ay nagpapasalamat sa cooperation din po ng aming mga resource persons. Kahit kayo po ay napapagalitan namin, kahit kayo po ay aming kinokontempt, kasi meron po kaming mission o objective na dapat marating at ma-accomplish. Sana po maintindihan niyo po kami. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you very much, Congressman Acop. So at this point, is there any motion? Okay.
Before we approve our committee report,
At this,
we need to terminate the Quadcom first.
the chair is willing to entertain any motion coming from the member. Is there any motion?
Mr. Chairman.
Congressman Paduano?
Mr. Chairman, on behalf of the Committee on Public Accounts, this inquiry in aid of legislation is now terminated.
Okay. What about the Committee on Human Rights?
This Quadcom hearing is hereby terminated.
For the Committee on Public Order
On the
and
part of the
Safety?
Committee of Public Order and Safety, this Quadcom committee hearing is now terminated.
For the part of the Committee on Dangerous Drugs, the committee hearing is now terminated. At this point, the resource persons are now excused at maraming salamat po sa inyong attendance. May we request that we ask the committee secretariat to please provide copy of the committee report to all the members present and suspend for a few minutes in order for the members to allow them to read the committee report before the approval. Session is suspended. So sa lahat po ng ating resource persons, maraming salamat po sa inyong partisipasyon. Mabuhay ang Pilipinas, mabuhay po kayong lahat. Reminder to all the members, this is a temporary suspension in order for the members to be able to read the committee report, and then when we resume, we will adopt or approve the committee report
Mr. Chairman,
you have just read.
Mr. Chairman, if I may.
Yes.
A while ago, the COMSEC have already given copies to the members. And I think this is kanina pang umaga nila nakakuha yung committee report. And I believe that they have already somehow read
Okay,
the
please.
committee report. So we can resume and
Okay.
then approve the committee report.
Sige, please make that statement when we resume in a few minutes, Congressman Fernandez. So paalala lang po sa ating mga membro. Hearing is resumed.
Mr. Chairman,
Congressman Dan Fernandez.
a while ago, while we were suspended, prior to the suspension, you have mentioned that the committee report will be given to the members of this Quadcom for them to able to read the said committee report. But this morning, the COMSEC have already given the copies to the different members, and I believe that they have read already the said report. With that, Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the committee report subject to style, Mr. Chairman. So
Second.
I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. There is a motion to approve the committee report as the result of the 15 public hearings that this committee has conducted, and it is duly seconded. Are there any objections? Hearing none, the motion is approved. To the committee secretary, please provide copy of the approved committee report to the Committee on Rules for disposition for tomorrow's session. Maraming salamat po ulit sa ating
Mr. Chairman.
mga kasamahan. Oh, yes, Congressman Paduano.
Move to adjourn.
The very motion is the motion to
Second.
adjourn, and it was duly seconded, undebatable. So the motion is approved. Maraming salamat po sa lahat.
Picture.
Picture daw.